Hi there, I'm Jacob, and this is how to find the slowest function in your PHP project using Visual Studio Code. Welcome to this quick tutorial on profiling PHP, and let's get started. First, open your VS Code and install just a single extension called PHP Tools. This extension, among others, includes IntelliSense debugging, profiling, refactoring, and formatting support. You will also need PHP itself, including Xdebug extension. Installing those depends really on your platform, so it is out of the scope of this video, but I'm putting a link to the description for more information. Once you have it ready, let's start with profiling a console application. In here I have a simple app with a single function, no other settings, no other launch profiles for VS Code, just this single app. Hit F5, choose Profile Current Script. Upon clicking on this command, VS Code will collect profiling data from running your application and shows the result in the profiling view right in the VS Code. We can see the functions being executed. It's being invoked 465 times. It took half a millisecond. We can inspect the call graph of the program, and also we can see the hot path in your application, which is the most interesting part. You can focus on to improve or to avoid even calling it. So this is a small app. Let's try to profile the whole website. For that case, I have here prepared a whole website in Laravel. It's a basic application, no custom stuff, just the basic installation. So we will need to run the built-in server, collect the profiling data, and show the result in the VS Code. For that, go to Run and Debug tab, create launch.json file if you don't have it yet, and create it for PHP. VS Code will create a few default configurations in here. We can see them in there. We don't need them. We need something slightly different. So I'm going to modify the first one. So instead of launching built-in server and debugging, I'm going to launch the built-in server and profile it. We will need one additional setting called profile set to true. This will instruct the debugger to profile the application instead of debug it. I'm also telling it to open profile, so the VS Code will open our profiling data after the session exits, after the program stops. So here you can see our modified configuration. This is how it looks. We also need to change the web root directory of our application because every Laravel app has a root in a public folder instead of the root folder. And that's it. That's our configuration for now. Let's start it. You can see the web page immediately opens. That's our app hosted on our built-in server. We can make a few more requests and stop the session. VS Code will immediately open the profiling data. You can see all the functions being called during those requests, with amount of calls and time being used by those functions, which is actually the answer to our initial question. What's the slowest function in our application? That's the one on top, or if you prefer the function excluding its call functions, so just the body of the function itself, it's this one. We can inspect the call graph. Let's make it larger in here, so we can see who is calling those functions and how many times it's being called, how much time it cost, and so on and so on. And of course, we can inspect the hot path of your application, which is also really interesting to see because you can focus on those parts, improve them, maybe even avoid calling them at all. In case you already know how to profile your application and you just want to open the profiling data in Visual Studio Code, you can go to Command Palette, use command open profile file, and choose the file you already have, you are getting the same results with the same features. So that's it. That was a quick tutorial about profiling PHP in VS Code. I hope you found it interesting. I hope it helps someone to make their code faster and better. And thank you for watching.